Hi, I'm Kelly Malone for Connection. According to a survey by Dimensional Research, 76% of large enterprises reported an increase in the use of Apple devices in 2023. Yet, some organizations are still hesitant to try them. In this video, we're going to address why that is and how Mac makes sense. I'm joined by Connection's Apple experts, Reagan Clark and Adrian Karen. Thank you both for joining me. So, Adrian, what is one of the top reasons you hear, I'm going to stick with my Windows PC when the topic of a device refresh comes up and Apple is mentioned?
Yeah, it's real common for everyone to consider a Mac being a personal device. It lives in the creative department only, or it's meant for schools and the education side. When in reality, the Mac is all those things, but so much more. It's a workplace device, and it's thriving in the workplace. Businesses are seeing increases in demand. People really want to use products that they know and they're familiar with, and it makes their workplace jobs a lot easier.
Reagan, what about compatibility? When Apple moved from Intel to their chipset, my first thought was, will all of my business applications still work?
Yeah, people don't need to worry. So your favorite applications, whether it be for productivity or even for fun, they work extremely well on the Apple Silicon M series chip. Also, if you have favorite apps like Adobe, Box, Slack, WebEx, and hundreds of others, those also work really well, even faster than old Intel PCs or Mac.
And yet, Mac does have a reputation for being expensive. So application support being equal, why would a business switch to a higher cost device?
Yeah, when you look at the device, the initial cost could seem higher, but you have to really look at the overall savings you're going to receive from owning a Mac. That could include, not having to pay for antivirus software, operating system updates, all of the things that you would typically consider for a PC. You have to really factor those in for the entire life cycle of that device you're buying. So compared to a Windows PC, over 3 years, Mac can save you up to $843 in support and operational costs. And one study in particular, IBM, found that 5% of Mac users need support, whereas 40% of PC users need support. That's a big cost to your help desk, saving you $543 for each Mac that you buy. So Ken, kind of going back to that initial cost may seem high, over the long haul, you're saving a ton of money.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other cost savings too. So there's that high residual value of the device. There's no cost macOS upgrades, including security updates. And quite frankly, from IT, the time and labor hours to manage, deploy, support that Mac are far fewer. So Mac is a great platform. There's cost savings there, but it's also a Mac hardware-wise for every user and a Mac at every price point, whether it's a Mac Mini, a MacBook Air, or up to a higher-end MacBook Pro.
So what about management and deployment? Should IT experts expect a steep learning curve or extra fees?
Yeah, Apple revolutionized the deployment of devices. And this really came in handy during the pandemic when organizations weren't able to get in touch with their employees. They had to send devices directly to them. And Apple provided that back then. So a device can be configured without even touching it. So it gets to you, you turn it on, put in your credentials, and it works. And so a lot of our ecosystems today, our IT support wonders, if I have like Microsoft Intune, can I run Mac? And you can, you absolutely can run Mac in Intune. So you can incorporate these Mac devices just as you are with the profiles with Windows and allow those users to be happy with what they're using in the environment that you create. So adding a Mac to an existing environment is easier when you partner with Apple, but most importantly, when you partner with Connection. That way we can guide you through that transition and plot out that journey for you and kind of look down the path and think, okay, what kind of hurdles might they need to overcome, and give you that guidance so it's a simple transition.
And this is where Connection in our Apple practice can really help. So we can help save on the overall deployment, being able to pre-configure the device with those unique configuration profiles. All of your apps, your organization's policies, those are pushed to the device directly. And the device itself can be sent to the end user without it having to go to IT first. They open the box, they do the configuration, you repackage it up, and then send it out. All of this is done safe, easy, and secure.
Management was mentioned just a few moments ago, so let's dive a little bit deeper into that.
Yeah, as we mentioned, whether you have a device management strategy or not, and there are organizations out there that don't have a device management strategy, we at Connection can help, again, navigate you through that. And the way that Apple helps with this, and that will guide the customer, is that Apple's created something called Apple Business Manager and Apple School Manager. And that's what offers that zero-touch deployment. So once that order is placed and it's shipped, it automatically goes into that repository. And so that device management tool can link up and see those devices. And that way an IT department can just push out whatever profiles or configurations they need. Every Apple device purchased from Connection automatically is enrolled, making it easy to deploy. This works for Microsoft, Intune, Jamf, Conji, any other MDM application, and there's lots of them out there that the user is using or the organization is using. They can just incorporate those devices right in there and then link up with those services.
Okay, so we have a device that works with all the apps that we're familiar with, saves on costs, easy to deploy and manage, but we're missing one very important aspect, which is the user. So what can someone who is switching from a work PC expect?
Well, the best part is there's a Mac for everyone. And with Apple Silicon in every Apple device, you're going to benefit from that all-day battery life and incredible performance on your Mac, your iPhone, your iPad. Everyone is welcome. Sales, finance, operations, marketing, IT, and all business segments, including sort of the everyday average worker. Not only are all of your favorite apps available on the Mac, but there's built-in accessibility features for vision, hearing, speech, and other accessibility needs. This really helps everyday users get their job done without those limitations. Accessibility is available across Apple's product line, from a Mac to an iPhone and an iPad.
Well, I think that covers all of the bases for an organization when they're discussing bringing Mac into the workplace. Adrian and Reagan, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, and thank you for watching. If your organization would like more information on Mac in the workplace or refreshing your devices, visit connection.com/Apple.